Life in a small town. Hello everyone. Welcome back to Life in a Small Town. I am your host, Lily. I am so happy you are listening to me today. In our last episode, we talked about Tom and Elena at the cafe. Today, we have a new story. It is a story about a quiet library, an old key, and a big secret. Do you like old books? Do you like the smell of paper? Personally, I love libraries. They are so peaceful. In our town, there is a beautiful old library. It is made of red stone, and it has large wooden doors. A young woman named Sarah works there. Sarah is 25 years old. She has short blonde hair and always wears colorful sweaters. She is a librarian. She loves her job because she loves stories. She believes that every book has a soul. Imagine a sunny Thursday morning. Sarah wakes up at 7 o'clock. She makes breakfast, drinks a cup of green tea, and walks to the library. The sun is shining, and the birds are singing in the trees. It is a perfect spring day. Sarah arrives at the library at 8 o'clock. She opens the big wooden doors with a heavy iron key. Inside, everything is quiet and calm. Dust dances in the sunlight coming through the high windows. Sarah starts her day. She puts the books back on the shelves. She cleans the desks. At 9 o'clock, the library opens to the public. Usually, only a few people come in the morning. Old people who want to read the daily newspapers, or students who study for their exams. Sarah sits behind her desk, types on her computer, and smiles at everyone. It is a quiet, normal day. But at 12 o'clock, something unusual happens. The stranger in section 4. Welcome back. Let's see what happens next. At noon, a young man walks into the library. Sarah looks up from her computer. She knows almost everyone in this town, but she does not know this man. He is tall, he has dark curly hair, and he wears a long brown coat. He looks serious and a little anxious. He walks around the library. He doesn't look at the new novels or the magazines. He walks directly to the back of the building. Section 4, History and Old Books. Sarah watches him. The young man pulls out an old, thick book with a dark green cover. He opens it, sits at a wooden table, and starts reading very carefully. He stays there for 3 hours. He does not look at his phone. He does not drink water. He just reads and takes notes in a small notebook. At 3 o'clock, the man gets up quickly. He looks at his watch, puts the green book back on the shelf, and walks to the exit. As he walks past Sarah's desk, he nods and says in a polite voice, "Thank you, good afternoon." "Good afternoon," Sarah answers with a smile. After he leaves, Sarah decides to stretch her legs. She walks to the back of the library, to section 4. She wants to see which book the stranger was reading. She finds the dark green book. The title is The History of the Forgotten Castle. Sarah pulls the book out. But when she moves the book, something falls from behind it. Clink. Sarah looks down at the floor. It is not a coin. It is a very old, beautiful silver key. It has an interesting shape, like a small flower at the top. Sarah picks it up. It feels cold in her hand. Did the stranger leave this here, she wonders. She opens the green book to look for clues, but there is nothing inside. Just old pages and maps of the town from 100 years ago. The search for the lock. What do you think this key opens? That is the big question, right? Sarah is very curious. She puts the silver key into her pocket. All afternoon, she thinks about it. Does it open a secret box? A door in an old house? Or maybe a drawer? When the library closes at 5 o'clock, Sarah stays inside. She is alone now. She takes the silver key out of her pocket. She decides to look around the library. This building is very old, maybe the key belongs here. She goes to the basement. The basement is dark and dusty. She turns on her flashlight. There are many old boxes, broken chairs, and ancient paintings. Sarah checks every old desk and box. She tries the key in 3 different locks, but it is too big or too small. It doesn't fit. Then, she remembers something. In the main room, under the big stairs, there is a small wooden door. Nobody uses it. It is always locked. Sarah walks up the stairs, goes under the steps, and looks at the small door. It is covered in dust. She cleans the keyhole with her finger. She takes the silver key, puts it into the lock, and turns it. Click. The lock opens. Sarah's heart beats fast. She pushes the door. It opens slowly with a loud noise. Inside, it is a very small room, like a closet. There is only one thing inside, a beautiful, old wooden chest with gold decorations. Sarah walks into the room and touches the chest. But suddenly, she hears a sound from the main entrance. Knock, knock, knock. Someone is banging on the library's front glass door. Sarah startles. She closes the small wooden door quickly, leaves the key in the lock, then runs to the front entrance. The truth and the treasure. Let's finish our story. Who is at the door? Sarah looks through the glass. It is the stranger from the afternoon. He looks very worried, and his hair is messy from the wind. Sarah opens the door just a little bit. Hello, the man says, breathing heavily. I am sorry to disturb you after closing time. My name is David. I came here this afternoon. I lost something very important, and I think I dropped it near the history section. Sarah looks at him. Are you looking for a key, David? David's eyes go wide. Yes. A silver key. It belongs to my grandfather. He was a historian, and he lived in this town 50 years ago. Before he died, he gave me this key and told me, look for the green history book in the town library. Did you find it? Sarah relaxes and opens the door fully. Come inside, David. She leads him to the stairs and shows him the small open door. David looks inside and sees the wooden chest. He gasps with joy. My grandfather told me about this chest. David says excitedly. But he lost the location of the room. He spent years looking for it. Together, they open the old wooden chest. What is inside? Gold? Diamonds? No, my dear listeners. Inside the chest, there are hundreds of old letters, photographs, and historical documents about the town's origins. It is a treasure of history. David looks at the letters with tears in his eyes. This is amazing. This is my grandfather's dream. Sarah smiles warmly. The library can help you organize these, David. We can show them to the whole town. I would love that, David says, looking at Sarah with gratitude. Thank you, Sarah. You found my grandfather's legacy. That night, Sarah walks home very happy. She didn't just find an old key, she helped a grandson finish his grandfather's story. Sometimes, old places hold the biggest adventures. Thank you for listening to this episode of Life in a Small Town. Go explore your local libraries, who knows what you might find. Have a wonderful week, then see you next time. Bye.